Hello and welcome in. I'll be doing a bit of energy healing tonight. Tonight I kind of want to focus just on the heart chakra specifically. I'm deciding if I want to dedicate Mondays to heart chakra healing, but it's something we'll play with. Let me know. How have you been doing? How's your week been? Your weekend? I've lost track of time. But yeah, take this moment. Let go of any heavy energy. Hello, hello. I'll be doing a bit of energy healing and clearing. Happy Monday, happy Monday. How have you all been feeling? I feel like energy over the weekend was a bit intense. For me, Saturday was just really heavy, really dense energy. Just all over the place. And then Sunday was a lot more clear. Hey Haley, how's it going? Yeah, there's a lot of just draining energy. I'm like, the weekend's supposed to be fun and adventurous. What is happening? Yeah, it was just intense. I'm sorry about that. I was looking at the Schumann resonance and it was like very choppy energy, just all over the place. Doing pretty good. Taking things easy. Figuring it all out. How about you? So busy and everyone was so rude. I'm sorry about that. I feel like there were just a lot of ungrounded energy and it just agitated everyone. Yep, a data reset is good. Just time to yourself if you can. For my lives, I normally use the same crystals. I'm going to try and chop them up a bit and start focusing on things. So tonight I kind of want to focus on the heart chakra. But I'll be using a lot of the same crystals, only because a lot of people jump in and out of the room sometimes, or new people will join, and then it becomes a lot of explaining the same crystal over and over again. And that could be a little bit much for everyone that's just kind of hanging out in the room. Or when I post these on YouTube, it just seems like I might be losing it. But tonight I'll be using kind of similar to last Monday. So for the heart, I'll be using green bismuth, a bit of my Amethyst celestial wand, and I thought it was rose quartz, but it's ruby quartz. Cherie, how's it going? I'm doing a bit of energy healing. I'm using the modality of Reiki and crystal healing. I'm not sure who Brittany is. Digital Reiki. Oh, that was a cute one. I like that one. Will you ever find true love? Yeah, let's talk about love. What is true love? How do we define that? And so for me, I guess, I don't know if I'm just bitter or what, but I see us all kind of growing up kind of in that Disney verse, where we're kind of told what love should look like. Princess looking for the prince saving the day, that kind of energy. And I feel like that's not what love is. Shy, how's it going? What is true love? even that word is a little, I'm not sure what to make of it. I saw Unconditional Love, and that's something that I resonate with a lot. If you want to feel love, you do have to feel it within yourself first. I know a lot of us, for me, I used to be very codependent in relationships, where I would be looking for the person, and I would be looking for what value I could bring to that person. I love that hat. Thank you. What value could I bring to that person? And so it would just be me pouring, even from an empty cup, just pouring into different people, trying to find the one, quotation marks, the one. And then in the end, I end up building a pillar around a different person. And it's so codependent and just so all over the place that it's like, it's not healthy. If I had to define like true love, it's kind of like you have to love yourself enough and find someone else that's kind of secure in their own love with themselves, that are willing to stand side by side with you, to work with you, but also focusing on their own dreams. Not you having to carry someone, not you having to carry an entire relationship with someone else. And I feel like empaths fall into that a lot. Empaths fall into that a lot. And so it's kind of leaning into your own self. Who are you? What do you want to do? What lights you up? And then finding someone that's also on their own kind of individual journey. Someone that kind of resonates with your vibration, if that makes sense. Someone that's willing to be there, but you're not all, it's not all consuming. That's the thing. I like donuts. And so this is where it does get scary, but it's like, kind of look up your attachment style. How do you operate in the world? Do you have an anxious attachment style, an avoidant attachment style? There's another one that's a mixture of the two, where you're both anxious and you're avoidant. And so like you could be love bombing and not realizing it, and then once things get too real, you back away. Yep, it's Monday. Yeah, I'm trying to do Mondays without Shy. I'm the same. Before I was very anxious attachment style, and now I'm like anxious avoidant. I'm like, maybe I do want a relationship, and then the closer I get to one, I'm like, nope, actually no, I don't want anything. I don't need anyone. I need to get out of here. And those of us that have been hurt by relationships, by trauma, it's hard for us to trust in this world. It's hard for us to feel safe. And that's why it's about focusing on you, focusing on your journey. What helps you? What makes you feel love within yourself? Trust no one. It feels like that sometimes, even for me. I'm meditating, I'm zen, I'm trying to do the best that I can. And then like the moment you load up like a dating app, it's like, nope. Empaths read straight through people, and you read people and you see their intention. You're like, I don't want to put in the effort anymore. Honestly, it does kind of go back to parenting styles, how you grew up, past relationships, and redefining your past relationships. I'm glad this helps. I'm sending you healing energy. And so it's kind of like my therapist was like, kind of have a checklist. What did you like in the last relationship? Those will be the green flags. What did you not like in your last relationship? And those become red flags. And you kind of look into those, kind of do like a daily check-in. How do you overcome these things? There is another attachment style called secure attachment. And so that's where you're so secure within yourself that you can be with other people. But you know that you're not responsible for the other person's happiness. You're not responsible for how they feel. You're there to listen. You're there to communicate. But you know that person, if they're unhappy, they have to find happiness within themselves. You kind of have to trust the journey they're on. Codependency is hard. Finding the pillars within yourself first. That's important. Meditating, journaling. This is how you become more self-aware, kind of noting what's happening. What are your thought patterns? What are the patterns that you've experienced in life, in all of your relationships? Triggers are hard to handle. But what you have to do is when you have to recognize when you're being triggered and step back. Step back from those triggers, step back from what's hurting you, and kind of reflect on what's happening. Is this something they did that reminded me of a past relationship, of a past event, and now that's created a trauma response within me? So when anyone does something like this, you're gonna get triggered. And that's okay. If you don't want to date people, don't. Take the time to yourself, take the time to heal. Literally do you. Do what makes you happy. Do what brings you joy. Fill your own cup up. And know that you're not meant to fill anyone else's cup up. You're not meant to be someone else's therapist. I know a lot of us go out there kind of looking for the broken people, wanting to fix the broken people, but look for the complete people. Look for the people that are already on the healing path, people that are healing themselves, that are willing to take those steps. Because in a lot of relationships, I've seen that the other person, they are a narcissist, or they do have issues, and they promise they'll go to therapy, they'll go to couples therapy or something like that, and then they don't. And that's where it kind of becomes manipulative, where they're promising you one thing, they're not doing the other, they're not doing what they said, they're not willing to fix things, because they've fallen into that pattern of like, it's a dance. I say I'm going to do this, you're going to take me back, it's going to be okay. And then when you start pulling away again, we do this song and dance over and over again. It's funny like that. It's different. It's all over the place. You are healed. It's the music. I try to mix different things, kind of different hand gestures, music. It creates kind of that safe space. A narcissistic person, can they change? I think they can change, but it's a lot of work, because you're basically reprogramming the mind. So something happened that created that thought process, that programming the way that they think. So through therapy, working on it, journaling, they could work around it. Because like I said, it is a dance when it comes to kind of empaths and narcissists, where narcissists will want to feed on that energy. And empaths feel like the more I don't know what it is, kind of like with empaths, we kind of think we're unworthy. So we have to continuously display what is worthy, what is unworthy, to try and prove that we're worthy of anything. And that shouldn't be the case. The other person should accept you fully for who you are, without you having to dance around whatever it is. But if they're going to therapy, working on it, yes, I think people can heal. I think people could change. But they have to be willing to go through that process of kind of literally rebuilding yourself, restructuring yourself. But it has to be something so powerful that it pushes you in that direction. So focus on your journey. Focus on your healing journey. Focus on your healing path, your self-loving. Allow the energy to flow through you. Go back to those times where you were hurt. So there's a meditation that you could do where you imagine yourself back in those places where just heavy, dense energy. You were going through those traumatic experiences, or just pulling back the wounded version of you and offering them light. And even as I'm doing this pulling, imagine those lines of reality changing. Sorry, I feel like I'm everywhere in my mind tonight. Let me know if that makes sense. So like calling on the inner self, the wounded self, offering that love, telling them it's going to be okay, telling them everything you needed to hear, because that's important. It's good to cry. It is good to cry. And I feel like a lot of people tell us it's not okay to cry. We shouldn't cry. We need to cry. Crying is a release of energy. We're meant to be here to feel that energy, to understand the energy. You caught me, Shelby. It is. Tonight we will be playing Taylor Swift's Red instrumental. If anybody's wondering what the music is. I'm dedicating Mondays to Taylor Swift, but very low key. You wouldn't know. I'm sorry about last week. Sending you healing. That's my favorite part of the night, Shelby, when someone's like, what's that in the background? What is that playing? You know. You know what it is? If you know, you know. Yep, all the negative energy, all the heavy energy. Let go of it. Imagine it sort of like ribbons being lifted off of you. Any of that heaviness, that heavy dark energy. And allow yourself to heal. Any past wounds, any limiting beliefs, any fear, any doubt, any old patterns, let go of it. And the energy I replace it with, you could send it to yourself now, you could send it to yourself in the past, you could send it to yourself in the future. So I'll be mixing and rotating through a few different crystals. Right now I'm using selenite. Soon I might switch off to bismuth. I want to focus on that heart chakra. Oh, this is beautiful. I love the fireflies. Thank you, thank you. And thank you all for the likes and the follows and the gifts. Thank you all for keeping the room just chill vibe. You guys are awesome. All right, I'm gonna move over to some bismuth. I'll be using green bismuth for the heart specifically, but you might feel this all over the body, all along the chakra system, because bismuth is meant to heal through every chakra. Thank you, thank you. So like I said, focus on your love, focus on your journey. I mean, as children, when we thought of love, it was just kind of like this beautiful thing. It's like playing in the playground, running around, going on an adventure, doing fun things. And for me, I think that emotion is what true love is. Being curious enough about reality, being curious about who you could become, and not hesitating in that next step that you take. I believe that for me, when I do Reiki, it's mostly meant to heal the energetic body, and that includes kind of the psychic mind, any mental patterns, things like that, to try and send healing to those wounds that might be there. Why? So if you feel obsessed, that's kind of that anxious behavioral pattern, and so it could be different things. I did study psychology, but I'm not like too well versed in it. But in the anxious pattern, it's sort of like you were kind of neglected as a child, honestly, to the point where like you felt like you need to prove that you're something, or you have to put someone on this high pedestal, otherwise they're not going to love you back, they're not going to reciprocate your love. And it's that fear of like, if I mess up, it's gonna impact me in a bad way. And it's not true. It just, in the mind, we're so afraid of rejection. We're terrified of rejection. And I'm the same way. I was talking to Haley about it earlier, like rejection sensitive dysphoria is a real thing. That fear of abandonment. And the thing is, when you have that fear of abandonment, when you have an anxious attachment style, when you go into a relationship and become codependent, you abandon yourself because you start pouring so much into other people, because you think the more I give, the more they're eventually going to give back to me. And that so rarely happens, that when they do pull away, even if it's them that's messed up, even if they did something wrong, you then blame yourself and abandon yourself more. Oh, why did I pour so much of myself into this other person, and now they've left me? And it hurts, and it scars, and it just tears away. And it creates patterns of like trauma inside the brain, complex PTSD. And like if you're with a narcissist, they knew how to manipulate that energy and twist that energy. And it's just because the thing is, we learn so much in school, but we never learn how to put ourselves on that higher pedestal first. And I think that's what this is about. That's why I want to heal the heart chakra, where it's focusing on putting you back on the pedestal, putting the inner child back on the pedestal, and kind of having that mentality where it's like, if you want to be with me, be with me. This is the real me. That's what it is. When did this start? Like this pattern thinking, or the life? The pattern thinking, a lot of times it starts from childhood. Some sort of attachment style you might have developed with your parents. And as you grew up, you started looking for those patterns. So like if you felt neglected, emotionally neglected, that becomes a pattern that you start chasing, where you think that's what life feels like. And so as you go into relationships, you kind of start looking for that. And if it doesn't feel that unsafe, if it doesn't feel like you're chasing after something, it doesn't feel like love, because we've been taught that that's what love is. We've been taught that love is that emotional neglect, that abandonment. And if we don't abandon ourselves, it's not true love. And before I didn't believe it, but like they said, some Buddhist monks say that love shouldn't feel triggering like that. It shouldn't feel like you have to pour yourself out. It should feel calm. It should feel peaceful. It should feel safe. And so rarely in my relationships I've felt that or sensed that. It's always felt like if I mess up any step, it's over and they're gonna walk away and it's gonna be my fault. Not rushed. Not rushed at all. Like, don't get me wrong, I love love stories. I love building love stories. But then if it's not with the right person, you're just pouring so much emotion, thinking that we're also told that we're going to find that forever person, that this one person is going to be that forever person. And that's not always true. I feel like we fall in and out of resonance with each other. We vibrate with people in certain ways. So like when we're kind of longing for that love, right? We're kind of in this loneliness, wanting, and we might pull in someone that's very similar to that, or on the opposite end of that can match that energy in a way. So if you're at a low vibration is going to kind of meet up with you there. And so in that sense, it then becomes that dance, kind of like the empath and the narcissist. Both were in a similar place, both found each other. It seemed magical, it seemed wonderful, but it also had that fear aspect, that feeling of abandonment from the beginning that you kind of associate with love, where it's like there's a thrill to it, if that makes sense. There's a danger to it, but it feels familiar, so we think that's what that is. Yep. So I'm using bismuth. This is gonna heal all the chakras, but I'm focusing it specifically on the heart chakra. Am I ready? Am I really hard to love? We do that too. We think we're difficult to love. We're broken, so no one's gonna love us. How could someone love us? And it's like, once you love yourself, once you enjoy what you do, once you feel complete and safe within your own body, it doesn't matter about the other person. They need to see you 100% for who you are and love who you are, not who you could possibly become. That's what happens with a lot of people. They think, this is a good person and I can make them into a better person. And like, we all fall into those patterns in different ways. But it's like, it should be. I've never seen this one. That's so cute. But that's that pattern. What if they are my soulmate? That's a tough question. Soulmate kind of falls into that. So like soulmate, it's always being redefined, because before soulmate was a top big thing, now it's twin flame. So soulmates are kind of seen as like karmic. Twin flame seems sort of like a single soul that was divided. Yep. Shai said it best. Is it a karmic? Does it just feel like a soulmate? So twin flame is basically, in the theory, this gets esoterical, but a soul is divided into two equal parts, and they incarnate in different bodies. And so you feel very drawn to that person, but it's sort of a person that's supposed to feel safe and connected with you, but also push you to a higher and greater aspect. The thing is, that sounds very close to a karmic relationship as well, which could be toxic and narcissistic. And so you think you're with your soulmate, and it could be someone that could be hurting you emotionally in some way. Whereas the twin flame is they're supposed to feel like you. They don't have to do exactly the same things. They could have taken very different paths in life. Karmics are here for lessons. Suli sound, I see you. And it's a lot. And it's like, that's why for me personally, I don't know, I'm from like some weird timeline lineage thing. So for me, I don't know if my twin flame even exists. But for those that feel that calling, that pull towards them, it's sort of like, I still stand by what I say, everything I said before. It should feel safe. It should feel comfortable. If they're gonna push you, it should be in a productive way, not like you're not good enough, you need to change XYZ. They should be there and encouraging you in a way. I'm gonna switch over. I'm gonna use my Amethyst Celestial Wand. This is more for third eye, but it's also been associated with the heart chakra, because we're about fixing that up tonight, healing that up. So if you think yours died at birth, what happens sometimes is that sometimes our twin flames don't incarnate with us. That way they could help us as a spirit guide to push us from the spirit realm. And so what I mean by that, because this is getting real, we're diving really into it now. The theory is that when you're born into this world, you're kind of in a school of different souls that are there to kind of play around in our lifetimes, to push us in different ways, to help us grow, to help us feel connected. And so sometimes those souls are so connected to us where they're like, I'll better serve you on that journey you want to take if I stay here on the spirit realm and send you kind of obscure messages through the grapevine. And that could be sort of like messages that you notice if you do tarot card or oracle card. If you're just walking around, you hear a certain song playing, that's them sending messages. Or if you do like shamanic journeying or meditating, they could talk to you through that. Yep, just like the movie Soul. So if you've seen the Pixar movie Soul, that's very similar to what's his name? I forgot the author's name, but I think it's Michael Newton that wrote Journey of Souls, and it's very similar to that as well. I think everyone has a twin flame, but it could operate in different ways. Like I said, they could incarnate. That way they help us grow as our soul progresses through a physical form, or they could stay in the spirit realm to watch over us and guide us. I'm sorry about your twin sister. I don't see auras. For me, it's kind of like a feeling from the heart. I feel energy through my heart center. So like my eyes, they don't do anything. Sometimes in meditation or my one-on-ones, I get glimpses of like your spirit guides and stuff like that, but I can't physically see it. I'm glad that they help. Someone asked what to do if you're stuck, and if I'm just gonna take this vaguely, if it's like in life or like you just kind of feel like you're stuck in the mud right now, and it's literally just rest. Do nothing, ground yourself, go for walks, but be present as you're doing these things. Because I feel like our thoughts run, and then it creates the mud within itself, if that makes sense. You kind of feel like you need to go somewhere else and you don't know where that is. If you feel alone, I'm just trying to find the words for it, because the instant words are just kind of like, befriend yourself, become a friend to yourself again. But what does that mean exactly? And that's kind of talking to yourself, going out with yourself, listening to music, doing the things you like, stretching, dancing, painting, picking up hobbies, learning something new, or whatever you do know, start posting that online somewhere and start calling in your community. I'm trying to move it to Mondays too, but I won't schedule it just in case I don't make it. I'm glad that they help. Yeah, I've been trying to post them a lot more. I'm sorry if I miss your questions. The chat moves really quickly. Get some rest. Get some rest. But yeah, if you're stuck, play. That's my advice. Rest and play. Play with life. Get curious about life again. And if you're not sure what that means, kind of go back to that childhood state. What did you enjoy doing as a child? What brought you joy? And this is still love. This is still on the matter of love, where it's like, as a child, you're like, anything you saw, you're like, I could do that. I could do anything that I want. And I feel like for us, those in my community, those that hang out with me, I feel like that's the goal. Going back to that childlike state. Childlike state. So I was kind of talking about this earlier too, because I have rejection sensitive dysphoria, so I get unreasonably upset. So I have to walk away. I have to put down the phone. I have to stop texting the person, whoever I'm mad with. Otherwise, I'm going to just go supernova without any real reason. They won't understand. That's happened in the past, and that's how I've lost a lot of friends in the past. But it's sort of walk away, get a breath of fresh air, write down whatever those frustrations are. Go for a jog, go for a run, lift weights, ground yourself back into the body. Lilith, tell me, is it a specific question you're looking for? And so you have to kind of ground back into the physical body, ground back into reality. Yeah, stress reaction. You just don't know what to do. It just feels so heavy. Yep, it's a symptom for ADHD, and it's an emotional dysregulation, and there's no real, I think the only medicine for it is like blood. If you're diagnosed with it, is like blood pressure medicine, because that's the only thing that'll like physiologically change. Where I would always recommend breath. Same thing for, I'm always going to recommend the same toolkit because it's what's helped me. Any type of breath work, emotional freedom technique called Eft Tapping, and so the different meridians on the body that helps you connect to it. Breath work and yoga help a lot. I keep a journal on my phone, so I just write the angry thing in my phone, then delete it or put it somewhere where I can't see it. And try and figure out, because you want to then play detective. Why am I upset? Why did I get angry? Did someone disrespect me in some way? Did someone hurt me in some way? Because it feels, so when you have rejection sensitive dysphoria, it feels like someone's physically stabbed you. Someone's physically hurt you. And so you react in that way, and so other people don't understand that that's why you're acting that way. Yep, writing on paper, burning it, throwing it away, ripping it up. Having a talk with them. But like, so when you have PTSD and they trigger you, like you have to get away, just be like, I need some space to myself. I need some space just to breathe. I just need to process this. Because when you get triggered, when you go into that emotional flashback state, you're not there. Your spirit basically leaves and you start running on autopilot, or like my friend calls it kind of like the reptile brain, because it's the lower part of the brain, the original structure of the brain that starts functioning. Whatever it takes to keep you alive, it'll keep you alive. And you're not able to mentally process what's happening. And so if you suffer, the amygdala, so if you get stuck with that, walk away, take some time to yourself, just listen, just tell them like, listen, I understand you're frustrated, but this is starting to trigger my PTSD. Or if you can't find the words to say it, go. Just step outside, go outside, take a deep breath of air. Start doing the breath work, start doing the emotional freedom technique. anything that just kind of bring you back to center, because afterwards you're then going to have to play with detective work, like, why did I react this way? Why did this trigger me? But in that moment, it's sort of like, how do I bring myself back down to center? And this is for anyone that's kind of like, you get pushed to that point where it's just too heavy, you're just not sure what to do anymore. I like any type of palm stone or like banded. I think banded agate. That's a good one, because then it kind of has that fidgeting aspect to it, and that's something that I like. This is Amethyst Celestial Wand, so I'm clearing through any heavy energy. Emerald is good. I used to use emerald, and I was taught that the person that recommended it for me told me that it was basically supposed to help with mental function, but it's also green, so it works with heart as well. Banded agate is great. Thank you. My intuition. Trust your path. Let go. Let go of what's holding you back. Let go of the past versions of yourself. Or confront them. The old wounded versions. The ones that are telling you that you're not good enough. Let go of them. And step into the infinity that you are. That's the message that I'm getting. You're already who you're meant to be. It's just letting go of the patterns and the old fears that were holding you back. How can you be confident even if you try so much? Is it about something specific? Because I do this all the time, and for some people this seems insane. And so for me, I've gotten used to it. But at the same time, sometimes my imposter syndrome kicks in, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I was talking to Chronically Ghosted earlier, and I'm like, I just stop myself. I stop myself from doing all the things I need to be doing because I overthink. I overthink, and that'll hold me back. Yeah, Lilith, let me know if that helps. If I had a read on you, that's kind of what just popped into my head, and it's something I've been struggling with as well. Step into your own power. Step into your own light. What do you recommend when you've lost family? When you've lost family, do they just stop talking, or is it someone that might have moved on? Yes. If you hear, it is normal to feel like if you might be crying, or you might feel tingles, or you might feel energy somewhere along the body. And that's normal. So that's energy moving. That's energy working through you. Allow the energy to flow through you. Allow the energy to just dissipate. What I want is basically this should be a safe space to feel all the emotions. To let those emotions flow through you. I'll be moving over to my next stone. I'm using ruby quartz. I think it's ruby quartz. I keep forgetting it's ruby quartz. Have you talked to... So I feel like you should communicate with your partner. Let them know what's happening. Because I feel like we want to be strong all the time. But if we have PTSD, if we have anything, it should honestly just be communicate with the people that you love. Tell them that they do certain things that trigger you, and let them know you kind of want to discuss it, work through it, see what's happening, see how they can move past that. So tonight is just focused on the heart chakra. So all the stones I'm using is for clearing up any old wounds, kind of allowing love to flow freely through you. And by that I mean self-love, that love for yourself. I normally just search for through Etsy, whatever pops into my mind. Check out Cherie Mystic. She does crystal lives as well. She has amazing crystals. I think, Cherie, you're doing one tomorrow night at 7. And we are enough. More than enough. Yep. We are. We got this. Yes, 7:30. So everyone, Cherie just commented in the chat. So follow her, check out her live tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern for crystals. Yes, this is Taylor Swift. All Too Well is playing right now. And that's the thing, you are powerful. So the energy I'm sending, it's not me sending you the energy, in all honesty. It's me doing certain actions that activates the subconscious, that knows how to call in this energy. So this is your power that you're feeling. It's not my power, it's not my essence, it's not anything that I'm doing. This is what you're capable of. Stan All Too Well. Maybe some Taylor Swift vibes. Who knows? Yeah, it's okay to not feel okay. We're meant to be here to feel the human emotions. We're meant to feel through those emotions and heal through those emotions and live through them. So this is a ruby quartz. Animals can sense this. I know in a lot of my lives, people would say like their dogs or their cats rolled over or like walked up to them to hang out. Trust your path. Trust where you're going. I'm going to go on for like maybe another 17 minutes. And then if anything, Friday, I'm definitely going to go live again at 9:30 Eastern. Yep. They feel the energy. Thank you, Anne. Thank you for being here and hanging out. I'm not sure for this one. Yep, this energy helps everyone heal. Yep. So this is just a general healing energy that I'm kind of sending out to everyone. So they could sense it and they could tap into that energy. I am in New York. Finding one's purpose. I'm not sure. I want to say... You've got me stumped there. I would say look for a frequency of music. Look for meditation music for finding your purpose and just kind of listen to that and see where that energy takes you. Kind of go on like your own mental journey. I know some facilities allow Reiki healers to go in and heal, and then others, because it has been scientifically proven to help in a lot of ways. At least just calming emotions. Honestly, if you feel broken, there was a long time, most of last year, I felt completely broken and shattered, and I had to just sit there with that emotion and feel it, and it felt like breaking. It felt like every day was just breaking, and it's a lot, but like in a way it's like the old self kind of falling away, just breaking away. But do the things that you love doing. Pick up a new hobby. Pick up something that's fun to do. Pick up something that brings you joy. Because the things we do start building who we are. The hobbies that we pick up, also the 5 people closest to us, they kind of represent our identity because they reinforce different things in our personality. And so I think that affects me too, where like in the past, I kind of hid my spirituality and what I was about. And so now that I'm kind of trying to embrace it more and push forward with it, I feel like it's a bit more difficult because people don't see me as that, and I'm afraid of how they perceive me. But it's like, let go of that. That's something I have to do. But I feel like a lot of other people have to hear that as well. Let go of that. I am vegetarian. Yep. Slow down, cry, meditate, breath work. Breath work helps release a lot of the trauma from the body. And your hobby can turn into your purpose. Exactly that, Cherie. And that's the thing too, like I get frustrated because I'm like, I just want to help people. Why does this world make it so difficult? And so I studied a lot of therapy. My bachelor's was in psychology, and it's like I wanted to do therapy. I wanted to do like master stuff, and it's like the programs are so competitive. It's so insane out there that I just felt discouraged, and I just never pushed on with it. It also felt constricting watching what the therapist did. Like, it's beautiful work, it's amazing work, but I felt so constricted. Where here I can kind of dabble in both magic and psychology. I feel like that's my space. But yes, as I start winding down for a bit, please follow my moderators. They're all amazing. They're all powerful. Follow Shy Flying High, Cherie Mystic, Chronically Ghosted. Check out their content. So this one is Ruby Quartz. I've charged all my crystals with Reiki, and if you have any crystals with you too, they're also kind of, they're being charged with Reiki energy. What kind of breath work? So if you have anxiety, kind of box breathing, anxiety and stress, box breathing helps, and that's where you inhale through the nose for 4 seconds. You hold your breath for 4 seconds, or the count of 4. Exhale for 4, then hold your breath again for 4. And then start that cycle over and over again. For me, I take breathwork classes on the portal. And so they do kind of diaphragmatic breathing. And that helps a lot. That helps so much. But yeah, Cherie, if you're standing by your crystals, they're technically being charged with Reiki energy from me. So advertise that as well. What can I do for my friend facing death? Be there for them. Be present for them. Listen to them. I don't know the state that they're in. If you could have adventures with them still. Spend time with them. Find ways to laugh, to share laughter, and to share joy. Death hurts. Well, it's the grief. The grief becomes a lot. I'm going to be sending you all a bit of healing energy, shielding energy, just pure Reiki energy. I'm sorry about that. It's difficult when we lose the ones we love. or being there as the ones we love face grief. But being present, being there for each other. It should be about community. I feel like it's not our fault, but I feel like we've fallen away from that. But just being there for each other, honoring the memories, honoring the light of who they were. Another night, I think I'll probably do a grief, Reiki session. Either in March or April. Maybe both. Yeah. When it's sudden like that, it's a lot. I'm sending you light. I'm sending love to them as well. Yeah, my hands feel really warm right now. If you want, kind of imagine energetic shielding happening. Imagine a shield of light kind of unfolding around you, protecting you in a bubble, kind of like an egg. I'm sending healing to Michelle. It'll take time. Grief takes time, because grief is love. It's love that we might not be able to share again. The bubble of light. But yes, as I wind down, as I start closing out, please follow my moderators. Check out their bios. I know both Shy Flying High and follow Shy Flying High, follow Cherie Mystic, follow Chronically Ghosted. I know tomorrow night Cherie Mystic and Chronically Ghosted have lives that are going to go on, so please tune in and check those out. Thank you all for the likes and the follows. Thank you all for hanging out here. If you want to work one-on-one with me, check out my bio. I think next month some things are going to change. I might change up offerings and pricings because I'm thinking about starting a Patreon. I'm not sure yet, but I have a few ideas. That way there'd be different pricings there, and then different pricings for the one-on-one. Check out my YouTube. Please follow me there. I normally post my lives whenever they finish rendering. I post them up there. That way you could always catch these in case you missed them. I'm trying to think what else. Yes, so one-on-ones work differently than this. There's still a bit of crystal healing. But at the beginning, they're normally about 40 minutes to 50 minutes. And so what I will do at the beginning is, before our session, I'll do a card pull with one of my oracle decks, see whatever messages I could get, and then you'll come with me with whatever you're kind of going through. And so we'll kind of work and figure out what we could do from there. And so it'll be more meditation based. So we go through the entire chakra wheel. We heal through every chakra using the element of fire. And then at the end, we'll do a journey through your mind to heal whatever needs healing the most. So what that means is, like, if there's someone you need to let go of, if you need to cut cords, we'll do a cord cutting ceremony within the meditation. If you're just kind of lost and you're looking for guidance, we'll go to I'll call upon your higher self and have them kind of guide you through it. What steps you should take, any questions you might have for them. And then what else could I do? We could play with the Akashic records a bit, head up there and see whatever happens, but it's a lot of what you visualize. There are things that I could visualize, but it's a lot that can be there. Yes, and I sometimes could tap into whatever deities or spirit guides you might have. Sometimes they don't give me a name, but sometimes I'll feel their presence and general guidance they might have for you. I do a little bit of kind of connecting to ancestors. if there's a specific ancestor you want to connect to, we could try communicating with them, but it is a heavier meditation, a lot more dense. And so the reason my prices are changing is that I've been working through a shamanic lineage, and that training is just about done. So the energy felt is going to be amplified compared to what it was before. But it's a lot more energy that goes into it. But then I'm thinking about doing the Patreon as well, where maybe I'll do like weekly energy readings, maybe like more meditation stuff there, more guided meditation stuff, sound healings, maybe law of attraction stuff, manifestation guides. But I'm deciding how that works. The session, so the full duration of everything normally takes about 40 to 50 minutes. Normally the meditation runs for about 20 to 30 minutes. Yep. Chronically Ghosted knows I've been planning the Patreon for like maybe a month now, and I'm like, I don't know if anyone will like it. I don't know what to offer on it, and I'm like, yeah, I'll figure it out. I have a lot of ideas, but like there are like 3 or 4 tiers that I know that are kind of like affordable, and we'll have like a ton of offerings for everyone that's going to be up there. But also, yeah, if you're into the Patreon idea, comment on my first video and just say what you might like seeing there, and then I could see how I could fit that into the tiers that I'm planning on doing. I'm trying to do a lot, and I'm like, I don't know. I started writing the book that I told you about, and then I kind of fell off the wagon, and I'm like, I overwhelm myself with too many projects and then do nothing. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna start doing things. Also, if I missed any of your questions, go to my pinned video and just comment anything that's up there, and I'll try and respond to it, or in some extent respond to it. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. There's a part where I get lightheaded, and then yep, the ADHD starts kicking in for me, and I'm like, who am I? That's true. Yep. The first 4 tiers I'm pretty confident with, but because I'm planning maybe 6 or 7 tiers total, because like everyone wants me to teach Reiki, and I'm comfortable maybe teaching level 1, but I want to do it in a way that it mixes shadow work, a little bit of shamanism, a little bit of journey work, and then Reiki level 1 into it. That way it's more of a healing course, more than just being like it's level 1. I want more out of it, just figuring it out. Giving all you have for another hour. I thought about making these lives longer, but I'm not sure yet as well. But I'm trying to do Mondays, Fridays for sure. So yes, sign up for my lives on Friday. That's coming up. But yeah, that's all I have. So I want to thank you all for hanging out here, for listening to me. That's what I'm still figuring out, the how the classes would work, because I would probably do it through the Patreon, and so it would be kind of like that monthly subscription where like each week I would focus on something, put that information out, and then figure it out. So that one is probably gonna take me a bit longer to build up. All right, everyone, you all have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I hope to see you all on Friday. Take care.